Beyond reaffirming the two-state solution, what more can Secretary Blinken achieve tangibly when tensions are running so high?
Be very, very high, Sri. I mean, I think Israelis and Palestinians have maneuvered themselves into a strategic cul-de-sac. A 56-year-old Israeli occupation, weakening of the Palestinian Authority, who's lost control over parts of Jenin and Nablus, any number of armed groups with ties to Hamas and Palestine Islamic Jihad operating, planning attacks, and then, of course, the emergence of the most extreme fundamentalist government in the history of the state of Israel. It's a perfect storm, frankly. And whether or not Secretary Blinken can de-escalate, and frankly, I'm not sure he can. The parties may have decided to de-escalate on their own. It's gonna flare up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Aaron, I was going to ask you just that, right? Perfect storm. Does this, do you think, signal that we are going to get yet another intifada, and soon?
It's impossible. And if you talk to CIA analysts, they would probably honestly come to the same conclusion. Any more than anyone can identify a breaking point, for example, for the Iranian regime in the face of these protests, or frankly, at what point will domestic unrest cause Mr. Putin tensions in Russia and the outlying regions? Impossible to say. It's just that right now, the traditional pathways to de-escalate, to get out of this conflict, are blocked. That's part of the problem. The politics are bad. The gaps between Israelis and Palestinians, the leaders on both sides, Mr. Netanyahu and Mahmoud Abbas, they're prisoners of their politics and their ideologies. They're either unwilling or unable to make the kinds of decisions required. And Mr. Netanyahu now has two extreme ministers in his government that hold the key to whether or not Mr. Netanyahu's ongoing trial for fraud, breach of trust, and bribery will somehow be delayed, deferred, or he'll be given immunity. So they have tremendous leverage. He may try to block many of the things they want to do, but he will not be able to block them all. And I really do sense 1,000 fires being lit as we proceed into the new year.